Hi guys, welcome to Office Blokes React. I'm Office Bloke Dave.
I'm Office Bloke Mike.
I'm Office Bloke Daz.
Collectively, we are three aliens that came down in the 1940s, was it?
50s?
No way.
50s?
50s, is it?
I wasn't there.
Roswell, New Mexico.
Nope.
Ooh,
What's that?
I'd say sort of 50s.
That's where that spaceship
Don't
definitely
give anything
landed.
away, Dave. Told you, don't give anything away.
Oh yeah.
Irrefutable evidence and all that.
They may start to suspect us. Well, we'll get straight into it because this is quite a long one and it could be interesting, I guess.
I think it will be.
Area 51 raid, what would happen legally speaking? So this is legal again.
Right, okay.
Oh, it is?
I think so, yeah.
Right.
I thought the signs outside Area 51 just said you'll be shot
out.
if you...
Yeah.
I don't think... Can you literally put that up? If you enter, you're going to be shot.
I think the signs say that. It's a military base, isn't it? It's classed as.
I think if it's classed as absolute high security and stuff, I mean, I suppose, well, they must be able to.
Whether they will or not is a different thing. I've seen documentaries where people try and walk up to it and then someone in a Jeep comes and meets them and goes, no, you're not allowed around here.
Yeah.
So, you don't just... A sniper bullet doesn't hit you as you're walking across the desert.
I think
Good if you did.
Yeah, I think if it's a military, like top secret military establishment, I would guess that they'd be well within their rights to take anyone out because they could be deemed as terrorists or people invading from a country or something. So
Just like a trapdoor at the gate and then just trapdoor down a slide straight into a basement of like loads of other people that have tried. And feed them to the aliens.
Can you imagine the conversations, all the people that are trying to raid Area 51 in a basement together? The conspiracies. This basement's not real. I've heard it was made up by NASA. You're in it, you dick.
You wouldn't say you're in it, you did. They'll probably go, I know, that's what I heard as well.
yeah.
You just have to go over a tannoy, go, one of you's an alien.
Yeah.
There's one imposter in this room, and then just lock the door.
And then blow a whistle to start.
Yeah.
Your assignment starts now.
Yeah. Do you think it's alien technology? Do you believe in aliens?
No.
Do you believe that they could be out there somewhere?
Something's got to be out there. It's too big for nothing
I
to
think
be
there's
out there.
other life out there somewhere. Yeah, the universe is far too big.
Yeah.
There's far too many.
But the idea that there's some sort of sentient being coming here in spaceships,
No.
you don't buy into.
No, not at all. No.
I think it's human technology. I think it's just very advanced technology. When people see what they call UFOs and things like that, I think it's military stuff that's being tested that are decades ahead of anything we can
these days,
understand.
I mean, we're all phones these days that have got HD and stuff like that. You never get any clear footage or anything like that. It's always something really dark, bit thingy, dead shaky, and
It's like someone's what's these green lights, and then you pull it away, and it's some fucking guy videoing behind a screen, behind a window, where someone's got the green lights on in the background.
Yeah.
And it's just the reflection. He's going, look, UFO. I'm like, mate, it's fucking green lights in the background, you knobhead. Get back to bed.
I like the idea that there's something else out there. I think, somewhere in the universe, I think it's pretty,
sure there will be
pretty
something.
self-centered to think
I
that
don't know what it'll be.
I
Be
think
something.
law of averages says there's just got to be.
Aliens might be fish.
Well, precisely. It could just be
Yeah.
it could just be some jelly that's some bacteria that just grows on a rock, and that could be it on another planet. You never know. Anyway, let's get into this. Area 51 raid, what would happen, legally speaking?
Thanks to CuriosityStream for keeping Legal Eagle in the air. Almost 2 million Facebook users have pledged to storm Area 51 to demand answers about UFOs. The planned event is scheduled for September 20th, 2019. We're through the looking glass, people. The truth is out there. The U.S. Air Force has used Area 51 for nuclear testing, experimental aircraft, and defense systems. But for decades, people have suspected that Area 51 houses dead aliens, spaceships, and other gear related to alien life. Although the Facebook user who organized the event has said the whole thing is a joke, plenty of people are taking this post seriously. If just 1% of people who signed up online decided to actually show up, the government could have a big problem on its hands, and the truth could finally be revealed. That's why the Air Force actually issued a statement. Area 51 is an open training range for the U.S. Air Force, and we would discourage anyone from trying to come into the area where we train American armed forces. The Air Force is ready to protect America and its assets. What started as a joke is evolving into a serious attempt to learn more about one of the government's most notorious military black sites. So what would happen if people actually tried to invade Area 51? Well, we're about to find out.
Didn't the guy get arrested? Didn't he get in a lot of trouble for putting that post out?
Don't know.
Oh, not sure.
I'm fairly certain he got in trouble for it.
Really?
But I just don't know. It's, what do you need to know what's behind there for demanding answers? Fuck all to do with you, mate.
Exactly.
Eh? What do you need to know for?
Yeah, nothing to do.
All right, we got an alien.
Can I see him?
Yeah.
What's his name?
His name's Jeff. There he is. Have a look at him. There you go.
So the guy comes up and just bites his balls off and says, "I told you to stay out." Now look what you've done, dickhead.
They should just get one.
Jeff, back in the cage.
Get
You,
one.
just beat it.
Get one of the people that works there to just walk out and go, "I'm an alien,"
Yeah.
and then they're like, "That's a guy." No, I'm an alien. That's what we look like.
Yeah. With a manc accent.
Yeah.
I'm an alien.
All right.
Yeah, it's why would anyone think you can storm a military base anywhere in the world and not think you're gonna either get arrested and get in a lot of trouble or get shot?
If someone said to me, "Do you know that building at the top of the road? It's full of aliens," I'd just go, "I'm not arsed, mate. I'm fucking not arsed. Go and check it out yourself. Let me know what you find." Yeah.
I'd go, "You mean illegals?"
They'll say, "No, the navigation pub," and I go, "Do you know what? You're right.
Yeah,
It's full of them.
Full of weirdos."
it's
and all
full of something else. Yeah.
Hey Legal Eagles, it's time to think like a lawyer, and today we are talking about the legal ramifications of what would happen if a bunch of idiots stormed Area 51. So what is Area 51? Area 51 is the common name of a highly classified U.S. Air Force facility located within the Nevada Test and Training Range. The U.S. government set up Area 51 after World War II when it was developing the U-2 spy plane. Area 51 is near a dry lake bed called Groom Lake, about 90 miles north of Las Vegas. The first U-2 planes took flight in 1955, and immediately reports poured in about unidentified flying objects, or UFOs. The U-2 spy plane was so advanced it appeared alien even to commercial pilots. Since the US Air Force was not going to acknowledge the existence of its super-secret spy plane program, the government dismissed UFO sightings as natural phenomena or weather events, which has spawned decades of conspiracy theories ever since. Even after the U-2 program stopped testing at the site, the Air Force continued to use Area 51. We just don't know everything that they have used it for. The theories about aliens intensified in 1989 when an engineer named Bob Lazar told the local Las Vegas News that he had worked on alien technology at Area 51.
Yeah, I didn't even believe in flying saucers up until I was employed at S4.
He claimed to have seen 9 different kinds of UFOs during his work at Area 51.
He did Rogan's podcast, and it's about a couple of hours worth of him discussing it and things like that.
Yeah.
I wasn't convinced by listening to him talk.
No.
He said it's kind of ruined his life coming out and saying it, and there's a lot of sketchy stuff around his life where, you know, allegedly his bachelor's degree disappeared and suddenly he wasn't accredited, and but people have also verified that he was there. You know, like there were security guards that worked at Area 51 or one of the surrounding ones that verified that he had security clearance to get in there.
Yeah.
It's all a bit
Someone's
weird.
got to mop the floor.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I think he got famous because he built a jet propulsion engine for his car in his garage or something. You know, one of these like crazy physicist inventor guys. But there was a lot of things on there that was just like, I'm not fully convinced by him.
No.
Is that where U2 got the name from, that plane?
I think it.
Probably.
I think it was.
I know which one's better.
Claimed to have seen 9 different kinds of UFOs during his work at Area 51. The Air Force, of course, did not comment on Bob Lazar. In fact, for years, the government has refused to even confirm Area 51's existence, despite the many credible accounts that real people were actually working at the site.
The government is doing everything but looking out for us. I mean, the only thing they're looking out is for themselves.
For example, in the
Welcome to the world of government.
What does that mean?
I've just remembered something about him though, and this may fuel why he's been so outspoken. His wife was cheating on him, and his phones were tapped while he was working at Area 51, because obviously if you're phoning the press or telling people secrets, and apparently they knew his wife was cheating on him for like 6 months or a year or something before he found out. And then he later found out that they'd been listening to all her phone calls, and they knew she was cheating.
Yeah.
And then his life kind of fell apart. But obviously you'd be pissed off, wouldn't you, if your bosses are listening to your wife cheating.
Do you know what the other side of it is? I don't know. Imagine if the government are just fucking with them. yeah, let's fucking make this area, right?
Yeah.
And don't tell them it's all secret, top secret.
Yeah.
And when they ask what's in there, don't fucking tell them.
Yeah.
Just there's nothing there. Don't put anything in there.
Yeah.
Just get a couple of weird workers in there. Fucking, we'll play with their heads.
Big
as well.
heads in the green with big
we'll
eyes.
just mess with them. Yeah. And then just totally fuck about with them for years. See how long we can keep it going for.
Well, I think that's what they've been doing, isn't it, over the years anyway?
Probably.
Just sort of perpetuating the myth and stuff like that.
Fly a couple of fucking military aircraft over the top a few
just
times a year.
deflects the thing, don't it? Gives people a story and something else to read about and talk about. So
I think there's plenty of that stuff going on. Like,
I think there's a lot of it going
misdirection, isn't it? Look over
course
here
it
while
is.
we're doing the thing over there.
Yeah, we've got 9 different types of spacecraft. Where'd they come from? They've just all
Space.
landed in Area 51.
I know what the chances of that.
Yeah, and all the aliens know to go there, did he? Yeah. We'll visit. I'll tell you what, we'll go Area 51.
Yeah, this is Blip Blop 414 from fucking Planet fucking Zog. Coming into land. Can you tell me runway what? Runway where? Fuck off.
I think he was asked that question, and I think he said one of them was found in the Arctic in the deep ice or something.
And only they found it.
That's incredible.
Couldn't have been the Danish military or the fucking Norwegian military or
I feel like he said the Russians have got similar things, but again, like I don't know.
They're just
I don't
citizens.
know. I don't particularly buy into it myself, so
no, I'm not
I just
buying
think they're testing the new version of the U-2 spy plane or something.
So
I think it's
they have the technology to come billions and trillions of light years from different planets,
and then they're going to get arrested.
Crash into the ice in the Arctic. What sort of a drive is that?
Yeah. How advanced today?
How advanced today when he was just crashing into the Arctic?
He let his alien wife back up and park into space, didn't he?
1990s, lawyer Jonathan Turley represented federal workers from Area 51 who had been exposed to some kind of burning chemical that had caused catastrophic health problems. Doctors could not even identify what chemicals could have caused the damage. Although the government did finally acknowledge the site, President Clinton issued a blanket waiver letting Area 51 keep its chemicals secret. Interest in Area 51 peaked again in 2019 after Lazar went on Joe Rogan's podcast to describe his alleged role in attempting to reverse engineer alien technology at Area 51. Lazar is a self-proclaimed physicist who claims to have worked at a facility called S4 inside of a mountain.
I went into the hangar door, and in the hangar door was the disk, the flying saucer that I worked on. This was a small reactor about the size of a hemisphere, about the size of a basketball, on a metal plate, and when it was running, it produced a gravitational field of its own.
Regardless of whether Lazar is credible, it is undeniable that things are still happening at Area 51. A secret commuter jet known as Janet Airlines still transports federal workers from the Las Vegas airport to the site. It's actually the only way that federal workers can get in. And the site is actually expanding. According to a Popular Mechanics aerial time-lapse, a new runway was built, buildings have been added, and the government is still excavating the mountainside. So the question is, could people storm Area 51? Well, there are two big problems with storming Area 51. The first is practical and the second is legal. The practical problem with storming Area 51 is how to get close enough to the site to actually do or see something. I'm not going to go into too much detail about all of the practical problems of storming Area 51 because Real Life Lore has already done an amazing video essay about all of the practical issues, including a lot of information about Janet Airlines and the issues of storming an airbase in the middle of the Nevada desert. So definitely go check out that video after you watch this one. Link in the doobly-doo. But suffice to say, the closest town to Area 51 is Rachel, Nevada, population of 58. Conspiracy theorists routinely gather...
What are the chances of having a town called Rachel and an airline called Janet? That's more suspicious than anything they've got going on.
It is,
right?
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Good point.
Who is this Rachel?
Is that who that guy's wife was having an affair with?
The whole town.
Yeah.
Every time she's got to see Rachel.
It's Rachel and
Rachel
57
Nevada,
blokes.
Yeah.
They're there for conventions and fun, and the locals play along with souvenir shops, alien-themed food, and general kitsch. The only hotel in town is the Little Ailey Inn, which is already booked for September 19th and 20th, so obviously someone intends to show up, and they've already booked their rooms. Rachel is located on Nevada Highway 375, which is sometimes called the Extraterrestrial Highway. To get close to Area 51, people must take a dirt road from Route 375, which leads to restricted lands. You can get about 15 miles up the dirt road before you start seeing fences and security. Now, Area 51 is a classified classified military operating area. That means that not all of the borders of the huge area are fenced or walled. However, they are marked by orange posts and plenty of warning signs. The signs prohibit photographs and trespass. Those who have approached the borders have been confronted by men wearing camouflage. It isn't clear whether these camouflaged men are military personnel or private security, but Area 51 enthusiasts have dubbed the men camo dudes. YouTuber Adventures with Christian has made several trips to Area 51, including hiking nearby mountain ranges and driving to various perimeter points. Christian once drove up to the back gate, which is guarded by a high fence, several buildings, and the camo dudes. The armed guards followed Christian as he drove back. On another occasion, Christian tried to sleep inside his vehicle near a different gate, but he was met by police and, again, camouflaged military personnel. The police politely told Christian to leave. Christian's experience seems to confirm some of the rules of engagement for Area 51 security personnel. They are reportedly ordered to observe and act as a deterrent rather than seeking direct engagement with trespassers. However, they will contact local law enforcement to deal with anyone who is suspicious. The military uses motion sensors, cameras, and other early warning devices to notify them every time someone approaches Area 51. That's why the best way to see the restricted area might be from the air. However, it's illegal to fly over Area 51's airspace. The airspace above Area 51 is a 23-mile by 25-mile no-fly zone, so don't expect that you'll be able to fly any drones nearby. Even pilots from local Air Force bases in California and Nevada are prohibited from flying over Area 51 without permission. Pilots who have attempted to fly into one of the buffer zones around the airspace are punished, even if it's just a mistake. And pilots caught knowingly flying into Area 51 airspace can be court-martialed. Drones are also a no-go. When Hans Faulkner used a drone to take several videos of Area 51 from above, the military quickly posted new signs explicitly prohibiting the use of drones. But let's say you manage to turn down Route 375 and approach the boundaries. Will law enforcement be there to stop you? This brings us to the second issue with storming Area 51, the legal problem. And oh boy, there are lots of legal problems.
Before he gets into the legal problems, you knew someone had to have flown a drone over there.
Oh, imagine these people trying to get in every day. Somehow.
But, I mean, that guy going up to the gates, I mean, what do you expect? It's like a classified military facility.
You know what he expects?
What do you expect? Like, just wave you through? And, well, I'd say, we'll just take you to the facility, you can have a look round. And I mean, every country in the world pretty much is going to have something like that.
What time is your booking, mate?
Yeah. You know.
He wants views.
I mean, that's what you get.
YouTuber making a video of going to Area 51.
You go to, like, Valley in Wales, you know, to where the Air Force are up there. I mean, you have people on the gates stopping you from going in. You can't just stroll in there or anything like that. It's a military facility.
Like any military facility, you're not getting anywhere near.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, especially something like that. But everywhere has a top secret place, don't they? So
I wonder if any of the employees at Area 51 are on the phone watching The Office Blokes. We might already be there. You never know.
Doubt it.
I think so.
It should be.
I like to believe there's an alien there. There's a phone there with The Office Blokes on, and they're more interested in that.
Could be a parallel world where there's like 3 alien office blokes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
What would they be called?
And
Mike.
Zog.
Trespassing on military bases is a crime. Under Title 18, Section 1382, no person may enter a military installation without permission. Military installations include a, quote, military, naval, or Coast Guard reservation, post, fort, arsenal, yard, station, or installation. Area 51 is considered part of Edwards Air Force Base, so it qualifies as a place you cannot enter without serious consequences. Those found guilty of trespass face 6 months in federal prison, a $500 fine, or both, and the authorities take this issue very seriously. No kidding. In 2014, a tour bus accidentally drove past the warning signs and got just inside of Area 51. Military personnel armed with assault rifles pulled the bus over and threatened to arrest the passengers and their guide. They were charged with misdemeanor trespass and given $650 fines. In 2016, a BBC show called Conspiracy Road Trip decided to film the perimeter of Area 51. They approached the security hut, but when no one came out, the crew of 12 decided to keep going past the security hut and see how far they could get.
To me, it seemed like an ordinary military facility. But my companions were convinced this was the gateway to the extraterrestrial secrets.
The guards were inside watching a basketball game. When one of the camera crew knocked on the window of the security hut, armed guards rushed out and held the men at gunpoint. They were forced to lie on the ground for 3 hours while the FBI ran security checks. To would-be alien hunters and those who believe Fox Mulder's claim that the truth is out there,
no government agency has jurisdiction over the truth.
These penalties may seem not so bad. It actually gets much, much worse. The perimeter of Area 51 contains no trespass signs warning people that the military can use deadly force. Has the military ever used deadly force against a trespasser? Yes. Yes, they have. Earlier this year, Area 51 security personnel shot and killed a man who approached the perimeter in a car and blew past security checkpoints. After an 8-mile car chase, he jumped out of the car, and when the man held a, quote, cylindrical object in his hands, guards shot him dead on the spot. In addition to death, which is probably bad enough, people rounded up after an attack on Area 51 could be charged with acts of terrorism. The Patriot Act defines domestic terrorism as an attempt to, quote, intimidate or coerce a civilian population, to influence the policy of a government by intimidation or coercion, or to affect the conduct of a government by mass destruction, assassination, or kidnapping. Although there is no separate federal offense for domestic terrorism, defendants could be charged under specific state and federal laws. For example, it is illegal to kill or attempt to kill a federal agent or to use explosives to destroy a federal building. These kinds of charges carry serious prison time. Even if thousands of alien enthusiasts showed up on September 20th, it looks like the US military would probably be ready to respond. Remember that Area 51 is inside the Nevada Test and Training Range, where the military conducts live target practice and conducts simulated war. I was curious about this myself, so I spoke to a friend who was a major in the Marines, serving as an artillery officer, joint terminal attack controller, and a military prosecutor for the Judge Advocate General. I asked him what would happen if thousands of civilians stormed Area 51 and where they would be tried. His response was, they wouldn't be tried anywhere because they'd be dead. So there's that. Good night.
Yeah. We've got a real life sort of example because of the storming of the Capitol.
Wasn't really. I know they stormed it, but it wasn't.
It was a federal building, and it was lots of people forcing their way in, and people were shot and killed, weren't they?
I don't know if anyone died.
Yeah, a few. But wasn't there like 6 people died in total?
I mean, yeah,
5 or
slightly
6.
different in the case if it wasn't like top secret facility, I suppose.
But it's a federal building, so in the eyes of the law, it's going to be similar action.
What do you think the ratio is of men trying to get in?
It's all men.
Trying to get in. That's all men, isn't it?
It will be. Yeah.
Women will be like, go away. Why? Brian, just fucking have a day off, mate.
I know. Yeah.
And what's the point?
They should actually prescribe women for these men, and they'd lose interest straight away. Get a girlfriend, and it's like, I don't give a shit about Area 51 anymore. I'm happy.
It's just bizarre that people are so desperate to find out what's going on. Who gives a shit?
Well, that's what I mean. I mean, if what they're supposed to, even if there was aliens and they found a dead alien in a spaceship somewhere, I mean, they're not just going to parade it on television, are they? Because there'd be probably worldwide panic, won't there? You know, thinking that we're going to get attacked.
I think we would know. I think they'd let everybody know, saying this is what we found.
Yeah.
So if you see one near you, this is what we're up against.
Yeah.
This is how you deal with them. Pour water on them.
If there was anything else, they'd just take it somewhere else, wouldn't they? Because that's firmly on the map, Area 51. No one knows anywhere else in the world, do they? So they just take it somewhere else.
Yeah.
So
it just seems a bit bizarre that it is probably undercover military software and hardware which they're working on. They just don't want people.
But like I said, every country, Russia will have it, and China will have it. Won't like top secret facilities where they don't want anyone to come in.
But they don't give a shit.
No, yeah, absolutely.
Well, try storming the Chinese equivalent.
Yeah.
Menu item 51.
Yeah, I'm saying absolutely nothing.
That was pretty tame.
You've got your own shovel, you carry on digging, mate.
His response was, they wouldn't be tried anywhere because they'd be dead. So there's that. Good night, everyone. But when I pressed him, he said that supposing they actually survived, they'd be tried in the local federal district court, which would be the federal court in the District of Nevada. But he also pointed out that the military is not in the habit of fighting back in the media, so they would be especially reluctant to use lethal force against a huge group of people in a highly publicized event. Now, given the forewarning to the US military, the Air Force is likely building up a supply of non-lethal force. An actual invasion would be met with multiple levels of non-lethal force in ascending levels of brutality. So long as the buildings and hangars were secure, the Air Force would be unlikely to use more than really, really painful, less than lethal force. So what's the verdict? Could people storm Area 51 and make something happen? Probably, but what would actually happen would be mass arrests and even death if people got particularly aggressive. Of course, this doesn't mean that there aren't questions about Area 51 that are worth asking. It's just unlikely that massing outside the entrance to an Air Force base will yield any real answers. What has worked? Well, a good old-fashioned Freedom of Information Act, or a FOIA request. Back in 2005, Jeffrey T. Richelson, a senior fellow at the National Security Archive, submitted a FOIA request about Area 51. 8 years later, the CIA sent back the largest cache of documents about Area 51 ever released, and confirming the site's existence for the very first time. And confirming once again that the lawyers are the real American heroes. Now, obviously, aliens have never come to planet Earth, but it's only a matter of time until they do. Now, if you want to prepare for an alien invasion, I'd recommend World War A, Aliens Invade Earth on Curiosity.
Everyone's so much better at segues than we are.
Yeah. Do you know what the funny thing is about, like, if you had an alien? If an alien fucking knocked on your door, right, and just went... wouldn't be speaking your language, would
It'd
they?
just
probably
be telepathy, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
You'd just know.
Yeah. And you'd be like, fucking alien. I'd be like, come in, fucking make sure no one's there. So I like, usher him in, or her, whatever it may be. Sit down. I'd be like, tonight we're going to the pub. Right? This is what's going to happen. And I'd take them to, I'd be on parade.
Yeah.
I'll get them to drive the taxi to the pub and everything. About, you're driving. You drive. What time is it?
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Then we're going to the match.
100% be at the match. Yeah.
Yeah, guarantee it'd be all over social media, wouldn't it?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Oh,
Me and the alien.
Yeah, the only thing I'm curious about there is how much there is underground. That's the only thing that interests me, really. Like, you go into these bunkers, how vast and how far deep into the ground does the base go?
Yeah.
Something like that would be cool to know.
Yeah,
because I'm
be
sure
to
it's
find out,
massive down there.
To see like a video on it if the video came out. But in the meantime, if they're hiding that information, they don't want you to know it. I don't give a shit.
Yeah,
they don't want me to know for a reason. None of my business.
Same here. Every country's got top secrets, haven't they? They just have.
Yeah.
So
otherwise, they'd be owned by Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
It's interesting that though.
Yeah, it's really good.
It is. And obviously, I don't think it happened. It definitely didn't happen en masse, did it? I'm sure some people went down there. I can't remember because it was a couple of years ago now.
It's like that Alien Inn or whatever it was called. Alien. Yeah. When, the guy turns up to check in and it's just full of aliens all sat around having a beer. Yeah. And you're like, all right, mate.
It's a bit sort of.
What would he do? He'd shit himself, wouldn't he?
Yeah.
It's a bit like the Loch Ness Monster, isn't it? I mean, people around there probably ham it up a bit, don't they?
It's for tourism.
Absolutely. Tourism thing. It's great for it, isn't it?
Do you believe in the Loch Ness Monster?
No. Of course not.
Do you?
No, I don't, bollocks. I did watch years ago, like, scientists trying to figure out theoretically what could make something exist in there that's big, and things like ice caps melting and then things getting stuck in there, and like there's plausible things. There's big fish in there, I'm sure, but some crazy monster that none of us have ever heard of or seen. Nah,
not having it.
It's a myth, isn't it? But people still believe in things like that. Let them go. Let them be. Just don't bother me with it.
Did they send sonars across the whole length of it?
They did.
No, they want you to believe they sent sonars across.
Right.
It's all a conspiracy.
Were they not working properly?
Yeah, they got the sonars from Area 51. Quality control's not very good. So
they found a tadpole. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed that. Don't forget like and subscribe, and we'll catch you on the next one.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers.